The last of the dinosaurs. The non-avian dinosaurs. The birds. I got birds around here. I got birds. Sometimes for about a third of the year, third of the year, I have visiting birds. Ah, yes. I think it's probably because they remind me of me in my youth. Just a little Tasmanian devil like the cartoon. Just a whirlwind all the time. I was. Now, blood pressure medicine helps to combat that. That coupled with old age. Yeah. Go change your ways. Change your ways, boy. Change it up. Man, got to know his limitations. Yep, got me some Carolina Wrens outside. Commandeered. Commandered one of my buckets for the last, quarter of a century. Got to the point where I hung it by cord, good gauge cord, so that it can't be routed by possums or, cats, dogs. Damn snakes are good though. Gotta watch them. I got some black snakes. Oh, they're stealthy. Woo. Yep, love me some hummingbirds. I got some photographs and I got some pictures or videos I've taken over the years. Just love me some hummingbird. Well, this year I decided to be a total dork and lure them into my home. Just to see if they would. Right on the windowsill. They'd actually have to come into the human being's nest to feed on the nectar. That was the game I set up for them. Now, before you go yelling at me or calling the SP, whatever CA or whatever the hell it is, all of my windows are open. I have hummingbird feeders all over the house, around the house, outside. I set this one up as a lure because the one that is brave enough, usually the hen, the females lead, the one that is brave enough to stick their little body actually inside my nest to feed, well, they have the feeder all to themselves, don't they? It was going so well, too. I had like an Indian nap, drive left. That's how toe and camber, drive left. Sorry, it's guy talk, sorry. So I set up like just a big oval. Just a big oval. It was beautiful with all the windows open. One actually flew in the back door, out the window atop the feeder. It was all. But can't have nothing nice. Nope. I've named her Dolores. I just came to me, so it was Dolores. She got confused. Pitched a wobbly extraordinaire against the window, the big bay window, in between the two huge open side windows. It starts banging her head against the glass. I wait for her to run out of gas, and delicately, I grab her because she's winded, man. She hits the sill there, and I go, okay. And I reach out and I grab her gently. I make a cage quickly around her, a firm cage, but it only goes so far. I make a ball. I take her over. I let her go. She comes back. No, it's her. No, it's her again. And she's just screwing it up for everybody. She has set our human hummingbird relationship back, I'm sure 2 or 3 seasons, easily. Love my hummingbirds. There's one feeder that's in front of the big living room art glass window. suction cups outside. Oh yeah, no, it's that one. It's the one that I have to refill 18 times a day. Because see, they know it's cold. Oh, here comes the human. And he's got the bigger looking vessel. He's going to put it in the smaller vessel and it's going to be cold. And that boy's juice is good. I've never tasted nectar that's sweet. Look, they can't even talk when they're talking about it. They get so worked up because I make it 4-1, not 5-1. I know, right? They like my nectar. Yeah, so the little bullet one, I have to climb over the shrubbery. I think that's part of the reason they like it, because they know that underneath, it's wide open and there's nothing that can leap at them from the ground, all that good stuff. You got to figure these little darlings, these little hens, they got to watch out. They got praying mantis coming out, and they got all kinds of stuff. Now, if you think you're all that and the proverbial bag of chips, I want you to try this for me. Of course, I don't expect you to report back. I'm hoping you won't. I'm hoping you won't report it to anybody. But I'd like to see you, for yourself, try it. Try eating, flying, and defecating at the same time. Yeah, it's already out the window because you ain't flying. I've watched these hummingbirds at that bullet feeder because my big face and nose is right there in the glass on the inside. I'm looking at them and they're looking at me up close and personal. But they know there's glass in between. They know there's a barrier. And I have watched them drink my nectar, my Johnny's special nectar. That's how you say nectar. It's neck, like your neck, and then tar, like asphalt. Nectar. Just go with it. Yep, and I've watched them drink. And of course, they're hovering in midair. Like an Apache helicopter wishes it could. There, that's for you, Army, U.S. Army. Proud of you boys. Defend me. Screw the politicians. What was I'm gonna rant. And I've watched them defecate. I've watched them drop little poopies. Never, ever, once have they defecated inside of my home while they are feeding. Not once. Let me tell you, there's some poop and peeing machines because they're just sitting there sucking nectar all day long, pairing that off with going and getting insects to feed their new clutches. Well, I know a lot about hummingbirds. I've been, yeah. Not once have they defecated in my nest. I find that interesting. I just do. I seek to understand rather than be understood. I seek the truth, much as my immigrant lawyer friend who made something of himself burns for the truth. We both do. It's, again, our commonality. I think that's what's drawn us together. Aside. I remember being in an AA meeting, and there was a newcomer, and they wished to share. Does anybody out there have some liposuction they can give me and inject it into my behind? No, I have no behind at all. But I am in my command chair. This is where it's happening. This is where I have to report to you people. Yeah, he's sharing, and he's like, he's a newcomer. He doesn't have much sobriety, but he has a belief in God already. As many of us do, I think, when we come in the program. And he asked for, what have I said in the past? Good, orderly direction. Smart young man. He asked for God, good, orderly direction. The conscience of the group is greater than the conscience of one. That's true on any plane. You can take religiosity, spirituality, deity, all of it, and just sweep that away. Two heads are better than one. God, I'm profound. How do I tie all this together? I don't know. I'm just profound all the time. I think if I smoke more of that aromatherapy, I might even get profounder. We'll do that after this because I don't want to cough while I'm telling you the story. And he said, I'm struggling with, a lot of times I find myself in the bathroom having a number two, defecating, sitting down, obviously. And he says, in those times, I wish to go to my higher power of my understanding, the God of his understanding, and I wish to commune with him. Now, I'm dressing it up for this young man, okay? I'm dressing it up. This was his sentiment. And he felt embarrassed about seeking counsel with his creator, nay, conversation with his creator while he was having a biological function. I hold each of those stories, one much longer than the first. I hold each of those examples, excuse me. I hold them out to you. And I say to you, I'm much more impressed with the second. I find that much more remarkable. The second story that I just told you. Oh, don't swat the dog with a news. Don't rub his nose in. He doesn't remember. Shut up. Do you even hear yourself? That's a member of your family who just laid one on the carpet because he was pissed about something. He didn't get his chew toy. I've watched my cat work me, attempt to work me. Oh, that little sorceress. If you doubt me on that, you can ask my former wife, my darling former bride, Cindy. That cat worked me. Cindy would watch her try to work me. Oh, for this, that, or the other thing. To get her away, the little princess. She and I had a relationship. It was beyond human being cat. We got each other. Oh, she could be a little witch too, that cat. I'd begin to look at cats with tails and I'd go, what is that coming out of their butt? She was a Manx. Dryer lint gray. There were two of them in the litter. One gravitated towards Cindy, one to me. That's putting it politely. Okay, I'll just leave it like that. And she'd get worked up about something. And that little nub would get to twitching back and forth. Cutest damn thing you ever seen. Cutest damn thing you ever seen. That little nub would get to twitching back and forth. Oh. It was never the mouse. It was always the string. Yup. Oh, she'd get her little self so excited. Went right up that string and laid my finger wide open. And immediately crouched and then withdrew, ran into the kitchen. Maybe I'm building her up a little bit, but she departed my presence. As I took my right hand, I'm left-handed, and I reached over to the index finger of my left hand and went, let's close that Red Sea. I don't want to bleed on the Berber. Cindy, kill me. Don't bleed on the Berber. Yes, I know it's like calico, but just don't bleed on it. Get to the hardwood. I turn the corner. I'm making my way to the sink, you know? I want to try and clean it out a little bit. Maybe looking for some hydrogen peroxide. I don't know. There's my princess in the middle of the kitchen floor, making herself as small as she can be, looking up at me, just looking. And I remember as I'm bleeding out, oh, to be stabbed by your own family member like that, to be sliced like by your own family member. As I'm bleeding out, I found the energy to stop long enough to look down at my baby and say, "Oh, that's okay, baby. You didn't mean it. I know that." Then I stepped over her and made my way to the sink and began to perform home surgery. You don't tell me animals don't know. Don't tell me animals don't have a conscience or aren't aware. I'm going to have a problem going along with that. Or they're certainly aware. They certainly have a sense of self. They can look how they flee from the man, from the human being. So they have a sense of self. That's undeniable. Yeah, so the guy stands up and he's like, he was a newcomer. Did he stand? No, I don't think he stood. But he's starting to share. I'm confusing that with another newcomer. Because I want to say it was the same meeting. And he shared that he felt uncomfortable. And blah, blah, blah. I already told you. Blah, blah, blah. So, we have no leaders in AA, but trusted servants. Elders? I don't know. Pillars? They are looked at. Some, especially the newcomers, look at them, and in a sense should look at them as a sponsor or a source of strength, as they should. But we're very careful about indoctrinating and electing leaders beyond chairperson. And that's a very autonomous thing for each group. Shit, where was I going? Because this was good. I was on a roll here. Well, you know little Johnny. Well, at that point, ego, here comes my ego. At that point, I was pretty well known. I had a lot of sobriety, even then. So I didn't bother. I didn't raise my hand. I don't do that. It's a waste of my energy. And the moment he stopped speaking, I announced myself. I said, "My name's John, and I'm an alcoholic." And I took my gaze. I never even acknowledged the leader or the secretary. I just looked right down at this young man. And I remember saying to him, "What better time to commune with your Creator while you are being His creation? A bodily function. What better time?" So, let me wrap that up real quick. So right there. Who told you you were naked? Yes. You heard that in another recording. Who told you you were naked? God is the consummate lawyer. He's the perfect attorney. It is said of human attorneys, a human attorney should not ask a question in a courtroom that they do not already know the answer to. I think this is wise. This is sage advice for a human being. Well, again, if you believe in God's omniscience, you already knew the answer. It wasn't a question, it was a charge. And ever since, have you been ashamed of your manness? I'm speaking gender collectively. And ever since, you have been ashamed of being a human being. There it is. And I'm pushing that out to the secular world. You are ashamed. Where does that shame come from? Chew on that.